Is my voice is audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So today we are starting the first official class. So what is AWS? Amazon Web Services is a platform that offers flexible, reliable, scalable, easy to and cost-effective cloud computing solutions. So it is a comprehensive, easy to use computing platform for Amazon. It is a computers. So these things yesterday, the contents I explain you, EC2 instances, security groups, IAM users, Route 53, VPC, S3 buckets, CloudWatch, RDS databases, Elastic IP addresses, load balancers, routing tables, auto scaling groups, EBS volumes, Elastic Beanstalk. So this is like the complete architecture of a cloud. So they started 2006, officially launched 2013. Certifications are launched. This is the global infrastructure of AWS. This is old map, new map already yesterday I showed you. Availability zones, AWS regions map. So it is a serverless computing, allows you to build and run applications and services without thinking about servers, also referred as function as a service. So like a Lambda, DynamoDB and SNS, without servers we can run them. So these are the categories of AWS services. Already explained about this yesterday. Each and every point we are going to discuss in depth properly. So these are the certification levels. So first we are going to start with AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate or Developer Associate. So if you want to go for developing track, SysOps Administrator. These are the base level certifications. Then hands-on experience, if you are having 4 years, 5 years on the cloud, then you can go for the solutions architect professional, DevOps engineer professional certifications. But the certification is not 100% required. So knowledge is 100% required. But even so, if you want to write for the certifications, you can go for AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate course. So which we are going to learn now. So creating a AWS management console account is nothing but how you are creating your Gmail account. Like that, you can create a AWS management console account. So this is AWS now. Introduction to AWS. So AWS introduction and architecture. So introduction to Amazon Web Services and other cloud service providers. Accessing AWS services and products, and AWS management console. So Amazon Web Services provides on-demand. So on-demand computing resources and services in the cloud with pay-as-you-go pricing. So for example, you can run a server on AWS that you can log on to, configure and secure and run just as you would a server that's sitting in front of you. See how you are working with your laptop, just you are powering on your laptop, your Windows is booting. So you are working with your Windows OS. Same like cloud also, whatever the servers you can launch the servers. How you are working with your laptop OS, like that only you can work. But that is remotely you are going to log in. This is physically you are going to use. Like you can use, so like some example they given here. So whenever you build a new house or whenever you bought a flat, so for getting electricity, you are not you are not purchasing the generator. So what you are going to do, you are going to for the nearest power distribution company. So you can apply for one electricity meter. So how many units you utilized every month, that much money only you are going to pay. So like that in cloud also, whatever the resources you want to get, whatever the resources you want to use, that much of money only you have to pay. So it provides many benefits of the same. Capacity exactly matches your need. So what exactly required, that much of resources only you can launch and you can use. You pay only for what you use. So how much resources are utilized, that much money only you have to pay. Economies of scale result in lower costs. So like investing the physical money and utilizing the resources in cloud, so you can get some difference. Lower cost only you are getting your resources from the cloud environment. The service provided, a vendor experienced running a large scale networks. So AWS is a experienced in cloud for the large scale networks which can manage on the cloud. So these are the other clouds, old clouds, Verizon Cloud, Joint, Microsoft Azure, Rackspace, CenturyLink, IBM SoftLayer. They have the other cloud providers which are providing the cloud services. Next, how do you access your AWS? Just by using AWS Management Console. It is a web interface to log into your AWS account every day. Whatever the topics we discussed, just you have to log into your management console. You have to practice the topics which we are going to discuss. And the second one, AWS command line interface. So if you are familiar with Linux commands, so you can also manage your AWS services with the command line interface. Command line tools. So commands for individual AWS products, you can go to the AWS marketplace. You can download the command line tools. And other applications which are developed by your own organization, you can also utilize that applications to access the cloud. Now, what are free tiers? Remember, pricing. You can offer significant cost savings compared to the equivalent on-premises infrastructure. You can use the AWS Simply Monthly Calculator to estimate what would cost to use AWS. So if you created a AWS account within the last 12 months, you are eligible. Just a minute. So you are eligible for the free tier account. For example, today, if you create a account up to 1 year, you are eligible for the AWS free tier. So what are the free tier? Amazon EC2. EC2 means compute cloud. You can launch the servers. 750 hours per month of Linux. 750 hours per month of Linux distributions like Red Hat Enterprise Linux or SUSE Linux Enterprise T2.micro instances. So this we are going to discuss in our first class. Different types of hardwares we are going to available. T2.micro, the type of hardware instances you can utilize. So some noise is going on. Please go through mute somebody. See, please go through mute. Some noise is coming from somebody, Ajit Power or something. So Amazon EC2, 750 hours per month, Windows servers also. T2.micro only, you have to make it free of cost. See, 750 hours per month you can use free of cost up to 1 year. Either Windows servers and Linux servers. Run one instance at a time or multiple instances simultaneously. So not only single instance, so multiple instances also you can run simultaneously. Next to Amazon S3. So Amazon S3 means it is a object level storage. So 5 GB of the space you can utilize at free of cost. 20,000 get request. So get means downloading request. 2,000 put request. Put means uploading request. So downloading and uploading. So that is free of cost. So these are the free tier pricing. So EC2 750 hours. Linux or Windows per month up to 1 year. Amazon S3 5 GB of the space. 20,000 get requests and put request, they are going to be free. Next, Amazon has data centers in different areas of the world. So like, for example, North America, Europe and Asia. Correspondingly, AWS products are available used in different regions. So Amazon has data centers in different areas of the world. So North America, Europe and Asia, correspondingly, AWS products are available to use in different regions. By placing resources in separate regions, you can design your own website or application to be closer to specific customers or to meet legal or other requirements. Note that the prices for AWS vary by region. For example, I want to start a e-commerce business. The main my goal is in India. So I can launch my AWS data centers. Means I can launch my AWS infrastructure in Mumbai region. So I can place my resources in Mumbai region, whatever it may be. So each region contain multiple distinct locations are called availability zone. So in Mumbai region, we have 3 availability zones are there. So availability zone is nothing but a data center, remember. Technical word in cloud we are calling as availability zone. General scenarios, it is a data center. So each availability zone is engineered to be isolated from failures in other availability zone and to provide inexpensive low latency network connectivity to other zones in the same region. So we have 3 availability zones. All the zones are internally, they have to communicate with a low latency network. By placing resources in separate availability zones, you can protect your website or applications from the failure of a single zone. So if any critical applications or database servers are there, so don't keep the servers in only one availability zone. So you can maintain the servers on multiple availability zone. If any one of the data center is down, means availability zone is down, so you can access your databases or applications from other availability zone. Next, AWS resources can be tied to a region or tied to an availability zone. Not every region or availability zone supports. See, the entire screen is coming properly or not?
Coming.
So AWS resources can be tied to a region or tied to a availability zone. Not every region or availability zone supports every AWS resource. When you view your resources, you will only see the resources tied to the particular region, what you have specified. This is because regions are isolated from each other and we don't replicate resources across regions automatically. For example, when I launch my AWS Management Console account, so I am by default, I am dedicated to the specific region only, that is Mumbai region. So you can log into your AWS account. See, whatever the resources you configured, whatever the services are used, so that is dedicated to this region only. You can view here only. But which you launched in other regions, they will not display here. So I am tied to Mumbai region. For example, if I launch a service in North Virginia, for example, go to North Virginia. So now I am in North Virginia region. So what?
Hello, are you
Yeah,
showing anything?
yeah, I launched.
But I am not able to see.
Your name?
Madhur.
So some
Still, this one, the slide is here. AWS introduction and architecture.
just a minute.
Yeah, I'm also not able to see.
Yeah, I am also seeing AWS introduction and architecture.
Now you can check you are able to see now.
No.
No, sir. No.
Yes, now page has changed.
Now you can check. You are seeing my now you are seeing my share, my screen.
Yeah, yeah.
It is
Yeah, desktop.
Okay. See, once you log into your AWS Management Console account, that is tied to your particular region only. So by default, for example, I am in Mumbai region. So whatever I launched here, instances or databases or whatever it may be, load balancers. So I can view only in this region, particular region only. I cannot see the resources which I launched in other regions. So until you can switch into that region, for example, see, click on Mumbai region. So it shows the available regions here. So you can click on US North Virginia. So each region is isolated themselves. So for example, here you launched one instance. Example I am telling you. So while practicing, for example, you launched one instance in North Virginia. So after that, so you switched into Mumbai region for practicing something. But in North Virginia, what you launched the instance backend already it is running in your account, but you forgetted it, for example. So then you can get the mail, not mail, you can get the billing. Every month you are getting some bill. So you are charged for this particular instance, which is launched in North Virginia. Until then, so you cannot aware whether it is running in North Virginia or not. That is the reason while practicing, so you must aware about on which region you are practicing your AWS sessions. So that is the thing they are explaining here. AWS resources can be tied to a particular region or to a particular availability zone. Not every region or availability zone supports every AWS resource. This point remember. Not every region or availability zone supports every AWS resource. So for example, I am in Mumbai region. So these are the images are available: Amazon Linux, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, SUSE Linux Enterprise servers, Ubuntu servers. Now switch into North Virginia region. See, same services are available or any different services are available here. We can check. See here, Mac OS is available. So Mac OS, Mojave, Mac OS, Catalina. So these some resources are available. That is they are telling. So not all resources are available in all the regions. So some resources are not available in some regions. So then depending upon your requirement, you can go to the particular region. So you can utilize the services. Next, like this. So each region completely independent. Each availability zone is isolated. This is for example, Mumbai region. So each region is completely isolated. So each availability zone also is isolated. But the availability zones in a region are connected through a low latency link. So already told you, low latency network communication between the availability zones. That is the reason whenever one server is down, automatically your applications can access from the other servers which are located in other availability zones. Now regions already discussed. Each Amazon EC2 region is designed to be completely isolated from other Amazon EC2 regions. So this achieves the greatest possible fault tolerance and stability. Amazon EC2 provides multiple regions so that you can launch EC2 instances in locations that meet your requirements. For example, you might want to launch instances in Europe to be closer to your European customers. For example, if your goal is starting business in Europe related, whatever it may be, Europe related European customers. So you can go for your instance nearest to Europe, close to be European customers. So you can go through global infrastructure here, then you can understand. Go to global infrastructure. So depending upon your business, which is nearest for you, there you can launch your instances. For example, this is the global infrastructure. So if you want to start a business for related to European customers, you can nearest place, you can like Europe, Stockholm or Paris or Ireland, whatever it may be. The nearest place, nearest region Europe, you can start your resources, you can work with your resources. That is depending upon your business and organization's requirements. So when you view your resources, you will only see the resources tied to the particular region you have specified. This is because regions are isolated from each other. You don't replicate resources across regions automatically. So manually we can do, automatically not possible. When you work with an instance using the command line interface, you must provide the endpoint, regional endpoint. Like I will show you in practical scenario what is endpoint. So when you launch an instance, you must select an Amazon machine image that in the same region. If the AMI is in another region, you can copy it. For example, one data center database server I launched in Mumbai region. The same configuration database server I want to launch in Singapore region. Same. But again, I am not coming from the scratch onwards. What I can do, I can take one image copy of the database server which is launched in Mumbai region. So I can copy to the Singapore region. By using that image, I can launch one database server. So you must select an AMI in the same region. If the AMI is in another region, you can copy the AMI to the region where you are using. All communications between regions is across the public internet only. So if you have the internet communication, then only we can copy the images from one region to another region. Data transfers between regions is charged. Remember, data transfers between the regions is charged at the internet data transfer rate is there. So by using internet, whatever the data you are transferring, so for that they are going to be charged. So that is also coming to the bill. This is your internet data transfer rate. This much of data you transfer from one region to another region, they will intimate in your bill for both the sending and receiving the instances. So sending and receiving the instances. So already just now I showed you global infrastructure. This is compute services. Already yesterday what I explained. So briefly, Amazon EC2, auto scaling, load balancing, Amazon VPC, Route 53, and elastic block storage, S3 storage, Glacier, CloudFront, import export VMs, storage gateways, relational database, DynamoDB. So these things we are going to discuss in our AWS Solutions Architect course. Yeah, once you created the account, it will take 24 hours time to activate. Sometimes immediately you can launch. Sometimes it will take 24 hours time to activate your account. Then you can log into your account. You can start your work. So here what we are going to discuss, AWS Solutions Architect Associate course. So recommended knowledge and experience, they will expect you hands-on experience using compute, networking, storage, and database AWS services. Hands-on experience with AWS deployment and management services. Ability to identify and define technical requirements for an AWS-based applications. Ability to identify which AWS services meet a given technical requirement. The knowledge of recommended best practice for building secure and reliable applications on the AWS platform. Understanding of the basic architectural principles of building on the AWS cloud. Understanding about the global infrastructure. Just now I showed you across the regions, across the world, we have different types of regions. Each region has a different types of availability zones. So an understanding of network technologies as they relate to AWS, like private subnets, public subnets, routing tables, internet gateways. So what is VPC? This type of technologies we need to understand. And understanding of security features and tools that provides and how they relate to traditional services. So this is the knowledge we are going to get in this course, AWS Solutions Architect Associate course. And somebody, they are looking for developer course, but rarely nobody is teaching the complete developer in developer tools. But somebody, they required for developer tools, what they are recommended. So in-depth knowledge of at least one high-level programming language. This is must. Understanding of core AWS services, uses, and basics AWS architectural practices. So whenever you are going for any advanced course in AWS, first of all, you must have the strong knowledge on this associate course. Then only you can understand. First, they will ask you, do you know the solutions architect associate? Do you have hands-on experience for maintaining computing, networking, storage in databases? They will ask this type of questions. So understanding of core AWS services, uses, and basic AWS architecture best practices. Proficiency in developing, deploying, and debugging cloud-based applications using AWS. So ability to use AWS services, application interfaces, command line interfaces, software development kit to write applications. Here you need programming skills are required. So understanding of the AWS shared responsibility model. So understanding of application lifecycle management. So ability to use CI/CD pipelines to deploy applications. Ability to use interact with AWS services, what we are going to learn here. And ability to apply a basic understanding of cloud native applications to write the code. So here you need to write the code, infrastructure as a code, platform as a code. So you have to write the codes and you have to apply code to a virtual machine. So these are the two courses we have. But when you are going for any other course, first of all, we must have the strong knowledge on this AWS Solutions Architect Associate course. Now, this is the course we are going to learn in our classes.
So before developer certification, we need to complete the solution architect certification.
Yeah,
Right?
yes. So now if you have any doubts, anybody, can you ask me any doubts? Is there any doubts about the course? Somebody having any doubts, please ask me the doubts.
Sir, here Shikha. I want to ask whether you take AWS developer course also.
No, no, ma'am. Developer course I am not taking. So nobody teaching developer course, only solutions architect course only everybody teaching. Anyway,
Okay, so after understanding the solution architect, we can self-learn the
yeah,
developer.
you can self-learn. So that as yourself, you can learn that course. That is not a big issue. So easily you can learn self-learning only.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So this is the course. Tomorrow onwards, we are going to discuss about.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me, Mister. Who is this?
Can you please read so how to deploy the applications on AWS by
Yeah, we are going to see no? In our courses. For example, I will show you. Go to services. Just a minute. For example, you have a code is there. You want to deploy it. See here, you have to write your application name Tomcat platform. So here, .NET Core on Linux, .NET on Windows Server or Docker, Glassfish, Go, Java code or Node.js, PHP, Python, Ruby, Tomcat, whatever it may be. So just you have to select them. So automatically it will select the platform branch, platform version. So application code, sample application codes means provided by AWS. Or if you have developed your own code, upload your code, source code origin. So wherever code is located in your local laptop or S3 storage, we are going already I discussed. You can upload your data into S3 storage. So select your local file. For example, I am showing you. Choose your code wherever code is located. So I downloaded one code because I am not a developer. For example, some Java var file I downloaded. I want to deploy it. So just to create an application. So everything it will automatically creates. So it will create environment, complete environment. Just you can deploy your code. See, creating environment is starting. So backend instances, load balancers, security groups, and auto scaling. So everything it will start. Just deploy your code. That is we are going to discuss in this class. Elastic Beanstalk. Deploying your application, whatever it may be, web applications, whatever it may be, you can deploy it. See, automatically it is creating. So creating target group names, Elastic Beanstalk, US East, where your S3 bucket storage environment data, environment health, it is going to be checked, initializing in progress. There are no instances, means background server also it will create. Creating security groups. See, automatically it creates your environment. And also we can have cloud formation is there. So infrastructure as a code. So there is a another tab I am taking. AWS Management Console. For example, already I built one infrastructure in Mumbai region. Same I want to launch in Singapore region. So again, I no need to come from the scratch. What I can do, I can go for the cloud formation. Cloud formation. So create and manage resources with templates. Whatever the resource you want to manage. So by using templates, just minutes you can deploy them. So previously I created this one. So this is Elastic Beanstalk. So cloud formation. So click on stacks here. So here already I downloaded sample templates, cloud templates. See cloud templates. See auto scaling templates. All are ready-madely available. DynamoDB, EC2 instances, Elastic Cast, Elastic Beanstalk also. Already ready-made template is there. Just I can deploy it. Elastic Beanstalk with Node.js. So Elastic load balancers, IAM users. See, whatever I configured in Mumbai region, I can take like a template copy. So this given by the AWS. Just what you can do, you can open the template. This is a JSON format. Whatever the changes you want to require, just you can change date and time. Key pair names you can change. So web server or whatever the instance types you can change. Just to what the requirements you need to change, just you can change, you can deploy them. That is called cloud formation. These things we are going to see each and everything practically in our classes. Okay, any other questions? So tomorrow we are going to discuss about EC2 instances, different types of instances. So this is already is developed. Tomcat environment pending, health pending. It will come into the health success. Then your application, web application will be work. Backend automatically it creates all instances, everything. It has to be create. So go to EC2. Click on instances. See, I am not launched any server. See, Tomcat environment. See, one server also, one instance also launched. Load balancers, CloudWatch, auto scaling, everything. Just to deploy your code, everything will done by the AWS people. So the instance also running state. A Tomcat application is ready to use. Like this. So these we have to go. We are once you remove environment, automatically these are also going to be terminated.
Sir, this Elastic Beanstalk is basically infrastructure as a service or software as a service?
Elastic Beanstalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is software as a service. Just you are deploying your software. Everything managed by cloud. See healthy. See platform Tomcat 8.5 with Corretto. This is ready to use. Just here you can have the link will be there. You can click on this. See our web page. Sample Hello World application. This is the home page for a sample application used to illustrate source directory organization web application. So in the application developers guide. So JSP page. So this is the output web page. So what? Upload and deploy. Here there is option. Some
Voice is breaking.
Sir, voice is not clear.
Hello.
Is my voice is clear?
Yes, yes.
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 My net is internet is disconnected.
Okay.
Yeah. So tomorrow we are going to start our first class EC2 instances. There is a big theoretical class. Then how to launch Linux server instances, Windows server instances. What are the different types of instances? Different types of instances. So T2.micro, C4.large, M4, G4, IX. So the theoretical part I will explain. What is PEM format file? What is PPK format file? Why we are going to use PEM files? Why we are going to use PPK files? So this theoretical part tomorrow we are going to start, and practical also maybe tomorrow we are going to launch. So first time when you are going to log into your instance, you need to download one key. So what are that keys? Why we are using keys? Tomorrow class I will discuss. So if you have any doubts, please ask me the doubts. Anybody having?
Yeah, I want the video session and the notes.
Video session
Yes.
means recording videos you required.
Yes, recording videos.
Yeah. I will send. Even I can get the mails from the Durga Soft. Who paid the money? Please pay the money by today or tomorrow. I will send all the videos. Okay. I will get the mails tomorrow or today night. Already I informed them. Okay. Okay. Thank you all. Tomorrow we are going to connect.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Srinivas, hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
సార్ ఇది ఈజీగానే ఉంటుందా నేర్చుకోవడానికి?
ఈజీగానే ఉంటుందండి. ఇక్కడ నో కమాండ్స్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ గ్రాఫికల్ మోడ్.
అంటే ETL లో అబ్నిషో కూడా GUI బేస్డ్ అని అనమాట.
ఓకే.
నేర్చుకుందామా లేదా అనే ఊహనలో పడ్డాను.
ఇది చాలా ఈజీగా ఉంటుందండి. మీకు అన్ని స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ నోట్స్ కూడా పంపిస్తాను నేను.
ఓకే.
ఓకేనా? మీకు అందుట్లో ఆలోచించాల్సిన పని ఏం లేదు.
ఓకే.
ఓకే.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Sir, can we get your contact details or email ID?
Email once once they send your email IDs who paid, from my mail ID only you can get all the material and recordings, then you can get my mail ID.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Everybody can get my mail ID. From my mail ID only I will send. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.